If you're enjoying the show and you'd like to get more, maybe you want to get bonus episodes, maybe you want to get episodes early, maybe you'd like to join monthly video hangouts with me, Jeff, and other fans of the show, the way to find out how to do that is to go to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.
Glow it.
Glow it, everybody. Glow it. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Cannata.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
I think we all feel that these modern days with all of our technology, I always start that way, don't I? Why do I do that?
How do you not be a stereotypical dad for one episode? How do you not do it?
I've been so dadding this week. I've been all by myself. Anyway,
you shouldn't be all by yourself if you're a dad. The child should be around.
Oh,
Jeff.
shit. That's what I've been
Where is
forgetting.
your child?
That's a great question. I mean, a solid question. Should answer that question.
All right. I mean, I don't give a fuck.
I think we think that
if you're fine, I'm fine.
Because of all of our modern advances, that we live very leisure-filled lives in general, compared to our ancestors. That we have
define leisure-filled. I define leisure-filled as, I don't know, not lashing together leaves to make a hut.
Right.
Like to make a lean-to?
In historical terms.
Not killing a bear?
The grand scope of our evolution.
Yeah.
We have evolved to the point where we have a lot of time to hang out and just recreate. That's why we have culture, right? That's why we have movies and TV and books and theater and all the things that make up culture, is because we don't have to worry about eating.
I don't think we're at the most leisurely point in history.
When do you think the most leisurely point in history was?
Maybe, well, if you were born right gender, right race, right country.
Right. And right income bracket?
Yeah, I think maybe...
Or inheritance bracket?
I think maybe like 60s, 70s? Maybe.
Interesting.
You know, like those Mad Men days of like, once you hit middle management, you go into your office and you sleep. And then you go home to your suburban house and like you just fuck around.
I think that's now. I think that's for a lot of people. That's now.
I've always worked a lot though.
But I think the point I'm trying to make is that I think we look back on prehistoric man, on the hunter-gatherers, as just constantly toiling away just to survive, just to put food on the table for their families, or their.
Oh, you
village.
go out, you hunt a saber-toothed tiger, and it takes a day to track it and kill it.
Right.
And, your family is back at the cave, wondering if you lived, if you're gonna make it back before the snow.
Exactly.
Because you're gone for 3 days at a time, and the food's running out.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out how farming works, and they're just digging holes and throwing water and kicking seeds, and they know somehow it works, but they don't know how it works, and it's just like, fuck, I got these seeds and I got this wide. I know. Jerry, help me out.
Okay. No.
I know.
No, you're doing it. You're going great so far. You got the seeds.
At one point, we had like berries.
Yeah, no, we ate those berries. They were delicious.
Slightly hallucinogenic and delicious. I feel like it was a mix of ground.
And I appreciate you calling them Jerry's berries.
I've never called them that. You've always called them that.
Everybody in the village calls them Jerry's berries.
Stop trying to make Jerry's berries happen. Especially since we don't know if we're ever going to have any more berries.
All right, Carl. Here's the thing. You did great making Jerry berries a thing in the village. I'm appreciative of it. We really need more of the berries. The demand is high.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Berries. In ground.
Yes.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
Wait, are they going to taste like ground?
With dead bird.
Dead bird.
Cover with dirt.
Here's the problem.
Pee on it. 3 weeks later, berries?
How are we going to get so many dead birds? Is it one dead bird per seed?
I don't know. I don't know how I did it last time.
Oh, man.
Fuck, I really wish the hunters would come back.
They've been gone way too long. I'm getting worried.
Also, are these berries going to grow in this snowfall?
It's cold and all the birds are dead.
Yeah, I feel like it was really hard. I feel like it was a hard time.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because we got ourselves a story sent to us by someone that goes by the name of 42111.
Okay.
I think a robot? Maybe it's a robot. We got this sent to us by a robot.
I don't want to assume anything.
Okay. This is a story about...
Not in our age of robot spies and humans that are pretending to be robot spy double agents.
It's a story about how we should kill all the organics. I don't know. It's weird. No, it's a story about...
I'm willing to listen.
How perhaps we got that all backwards. Maybe the hunter-gatherers
The organics should kill us?
Yeah. Maybe the hunter-gatherers were the guys with the leisure time. And in fact, postulates that hunter-gatherers worked less than we do now.
Wait, so instead of everybody goes out, tries to kill like one animal and drag it back and it takes 2 or 3 days, when you say this to me, now I picture dude eats breakfast, goes, oh, we should get something for lunch. Cool, let's go get something for lunch. They walk around for a little bit, kill an animal, come back, hang out until lunch.
Well, that's kind of what it is. They say that...
that's a lot of time hanging out.
It's that they barely worked at all. They would work maybe 2 days a week. 2 days a week.
So it's not even meal by meal.
No. It's
right, because you hunt a deer, and you bring it back. It's deer for everyone.
You got venison for 3-4 days
until it goes bad.
Yeah, and gathering, you could spend a day gathering. You could spend 4 hours gathering and eat like a king for 2, 3, 4 days.
Why the fuck do we live the way we live?
Why did we stop hunter gathering?
Why aren't we hunter gatherer?
We need to hunter gather. So the reason they came to this conclusion is in the 60s. Between 63 and 65, this famous...
What I think is the golden age of leisure.
Right. While a lot of people were living in their gilded townhomes and selling ads on TV, there was a scientist that went out into very remote areas of Botswana, and he encountered a group of people that were still hunter-gatherers, that were a remote, isolated community. And he published a report based on everything that he observed them doing in their time. And he said they barely worked 12 to 19 hours a week getting food. Even the hardest working individuals in the camp, 16 to 28 days, 16 of the 28 days spent a maximum of 32 hours a week on Food Quest. By the way, Food Quest, the worst Sierra game.
They've re-released it for iPhone, and it's just full of micropayments now. It's just like if you want to pay $5 to win and get all the food, that's fine.
Let them eat. Fine, $5.
But it's like, my phone gives me a notification in 4 hours, and it's like, hey, you're ready to gather berries, and it's just like, dude, I can't. It feels like a job. It feels like a job. Well, Jeff, we're idiots. Is that what this is?
Evidently. Now, some people.
No, but here's my question.
Okay.
What did this tribe do with their leisure time?
Well, that's the best part. There's several different stories here of people doing very similar studies. There is another one in the 70s of a group of hunter-gatherers in Africa called the Hadza of the Central Rift Valley. And this guy, Marshall Salins, excuse me, he did a huge report on how they love gambling. They sat around and gambled all day long. They were like
idle hands are the devil's. Idle hands are the devil's work, Jeff. That's what we've learned today.
Exactly. They were super into games of chance. They would go out and they'd kill something and come back and just fritter the day away gambling.
Gambling what? Aren't they like
probably the thing they just like? I just killed that tiger. I bet you half a tiger.
So wait though.
Yeah.
So they don't work much, but they could potentially gamble away everything they owned.
That's the problem.
Everything.
This story is really
all they own
about
is like
gambling.
food and shit. It's tools to get food and food. Like that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's a hunter-gatherer society. Tools to get food and food. If you catch food and then gamble away your food and tools,
yeah.
How does that fucking work?
Well,
and also, don't they all just share the food?
Yes.
So why are they gambling?
That's a great question. It just said that they
gambling doesn't even matter. They're just fucking around. They spend their days fucking around.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And this is and these are not agricultural based people. This is before farming, right? They're not gathering things that they have planted and sown.
No.
They are literally wandering
Nature
around,
provides. They walk around
and
until
they're
they find
fine.
it.
They're so fine that they just can hang out and gamble and do fun stuff.
I want to spend all day gambling.
Me too. This is the nature's Vegas is what this is.
That's what they call Botswana. Yeah, nature's Vegas. Yeah, I've heard that.
Now, some people have criticized this research, saying that how they define work is it throws off the curve.
Okay.
So they're saying that if you say they only spent 12 hours a week working, how do you define work? Well, work did not include cooking, cleaning, making, or preparing any of the food. But this guy's like, yeah, when we talk about you or me working today, we also don't include cooking, cleaning.
That's what I was about to say.
That's not how we define work.
I go to work, I come home, I make myself dinner.
Yeah, you still have to cook and clean and do all that shit. That's not work.
Well, Jeff, I'm very angry about this. If I could just take a moment and be real with you, I'm very angry about this.
Yeah.
I'm very angry about this.
Did we get it backwards?
Mostly because this means all of the fuckers that are like, get back to nature, that I really hate. Like, I hate those people.
Yeah.
Like, I hate them.
Right.
It means like they're right on a level. And
you're going to really not like the name of the website that this is from. It's called Rewild. And it's all about like we should really get back to nature.
Fake news.
No, don't say those words.
Fake news.
Can't say those
Alternative
words.
facts.
It's funny that this
Hunter liars.
Don't do it. This Hadza tribe, by the way, when the
lion Hadzas
when they went and met the Hadza tribe, these scientists, they're like, hey, we could teach you some farming. We could teach you agriculture.
Thank you.
They fucking said no, thank you.
No, thank you.
They're like, no, we want to gamble.
No, I'm good, man.
I'm fine.
I went out earlier. I hunted myself like a, I don't know, elk. What is it in Africa? I don't know. I hunted. I don't know. We don't have a word for the animal in English. I don't know what you guys would call it, but I hunted one of them, and I got it. So that's dope. And now we're gonna eat. And then I'm gonna bet most of what I got, and I'm gonna lose it to probably Dave.
Yeah.
Because
he's lucky.
He's very lucky, and he's better at the game than I am. But it doesn't really matter because
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, you're welcome, Dave. But it doesn't really matter who keeps the food in their house because we all share it anyway. I'm just kind of like fucking around.
Well, let me
waiting for us to invent alcohol.
Let me present an alternative.
Could you teach
plan.
me how to make alcohol?
Well, yes, I could.
Because what I've been doing is I've been burying a bird in the ground.
Yes.
And then peeing on it.
How's that
covering
taste?
that with dirt.
Is it good?
No, it just makes a pea bird. I can't figure out how to do it.
And then you guys have to gamble on who's going to have to eat the pea bird?
Yeah, it's usually me because Dave is really good.
Thanks, bro.
You're welcome, Dave. Anyway, what you're asking...
Let me present an alternative plan.
Sure.
You could wake up at the crack of dawn.
No.
Go out, water the fields that you have spent the last 3 months planting and tilling. And then you can make sure that soil is watered every single day. And then you'll have certain animals that you'll have to tend to as well. And you can feed them.
Why would I do that? I just go out and get what I kill. Why do I tend to the animal? Because
these animals can sustain. They'll continue giving you food. It's the same animals as long as you spend, I don't know, like 20 to 27 hours a day.
I don't understand. So I can eat part of a cow and it grows back?
No. The cow will actually just provide milk for you that you will then drink, and you just keep the cow. You have to actually find more food for the cow. What you do is we
don't do a lot of milk.
You don't milk?
Can I make alcohol out of milk? What if I take a bird?
Milkahol?
Put it in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Then milk.
No,
then
that's not how milk. That's really, I can't even begin to tell you where that's wrong.
Okay.
That's so wrong. But what you would do is you spend many hours making way more food than you need, but you don't eat that food. You give that food to the cow, see? And then the cow turns that food into milk that you then will drink. And then eventually you'll kill the cow and you'll eat the... Are you just gambling now?
Oh yeah, are you still talking?
Yeah, what are you...
No, well, your life sounds real boring and hard. Let me show you how to play this game where you gamble. If you roll a number, Dave wins.
Hey, thanks, guy!
Wait a minute, when I say it out loud, I think I figured out why Dave always wins.
Dave made the game.
That's true. It is called Dave's game.
Thanks for playing my game, everybody.
You're welcome, Dave. Well, let's all go over to Jerry's for some berries.
I love Jerry's berries.
Let's not call them that, though, because then he wins. No, of course they would say no. What you're presenting to them is a plan for extra labor.
Yeah, they steadfastly
With
opposed efforts
no
to introduce
benefit.
agriculture. Said mainly on the grounds that this would involve too much hard work.
Yeah.
They had it figured out, dude.
There's no benefit.
They got. Speaking of benefits, they have a fantastic benefit package.
Do they really?
2 hours of work and 3 days off. That is a wonderful.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful. I think that's just magic. I want
and
that.
You definitely get maternity leave because they don't let the women be hunters or gatherers.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we overcomplicate our lives. I think about this all the time. You and I've talked about this before. I don't know what to do if I'm not doing something that I feel is
productive,
minorly work related in some way.
Have you tried gambling?
I'm getting better at it. Not gambling, but I'm getting worse at gambling the more I do it.
Yeah.
But that just means I'm due for a win, Jeff. No, I don't know. I don't like feeling non-productive. Even if I'm sitting around watching a movie, I'm sending an email or something. Or there's this multitasking, always working. We do make our lives harder than they need to be.
Right.
I think if you pulled back from our lives and how much work we actually need to do and how much work we do during the day, most of us probably work, quote unquote, work more.
Right.
Because
hunter-gatherers.
Yeah, we just have this. We work probably more than we even need to in our life circumstances, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
definitely.
I probably add an extra couple hours of quote unquote labor to my day, just dicking around with things that I call work when I could probably be out, like, I don't know, doing leisurely things. I probably have more leisure time than I think I do.
Yeah.
But I don't use it because I feel guilty.
Well, I
using
agree
leisure
with you.
time.
I agree with you. And I think that's a weird, maybe puritanical vestige that we all carry around with us in this country of, like, if you're not working or suffering, then you're not contributing to your life in some meaningful way.
Maybe.
There are some other interesting facts in this article. It does end by saying that, that's not to say these guys lived an idyllic life. There are moments of difficulty, although they said that most of these tribes found it inconceivable that a man or woman would die of hunger. Mm-hmm. There are times when it's hard to find food.
Shit went wrong.
It snowed today.
Also, if you get sick, you die.
Right.
So there are trade-offs. And they can't play Food Quest.
Man. I remember when you were young and you were playing Food Quest and it didn't have microtransactions and you could just, like, play and you typed in your answer, get food, and your guy would just walk and go do it. It wouldn't just come up with a prompt.
And then it was like, what do you want to do now? And you're like, get food.
Yeah.
And it's like, great, you got food. What do you want to do now? And I will say video games have come a long way.
They have.
And I don't know if it's just nostalgia that makes me love Food Quest as much as I do. But I remember it being amazing.
I feel like it was awesome. I mean, I haven't played it in a long time.
I feel like the only problem with the iPhone one, the reason I hate it, is the microtransactions. There's nothing wrong with Food Quest.
No, Food Quest is a classic.
What do you think, guys? Do we work harder than we have to? Do we work harder than we should?
Yeah.
Are you at work right now listening to this? Probably.
Probably.
Let us know. I'm at A Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
And you can hashtag those Larry's berries.
Yeah. The most delicious berries in all of ancient times.
And remember, you can't put an apostrophe in a hashtag.
Yeah.
That's a public service announcement to you.
It's more than one Larry has berries.
You can also discuss this with other concerned citizens in our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/wehaveconcerns, or in the subreddit, wehaveconcerns.reddit.com. And if you have a story that you think belongs on the show, you can put them in either of those two places, or email them to wehaveconcernshow@gmail.com. I noticed we haven't said it in a while, and so we're getting an uptick in people sending us stories on Twitter. Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. It just goes through my feed, and I go like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, and then it goes nowhere.
Even 42111, a robot, knew not to send it via Twitter.
Don't send it via Twitter. We won't see it. We love you.